Hello students, welcome to the channel. In today's video, we'll discuss how to prepare for the Duolingo English test with a focus on Ctest questions from the test. So what is the Duolingo English test, which is abbreviated as DET, and what are Ctest questions? So a lot of you who are planning to study in the US or UK might need to show proficiency in English language, right? Traditionally, the tests that are taken for this are TOEFL and IELTS, but in recent years, Duolingo English test has become quite popular. There are a number of reasons for this. One, it's a test of much shorter duration compared to TOEFL and IELTS. You can finish the DET in 1 hour. It is quite inexpensive. You pay $49 to take the test. But most importantly, in the times of pandemic, you don't need to go to a center to take the DET. You can take it from home on the internet. The other advantage is that you can send the score report to as many colleges as you want for free. And that's a big saving in terms of cost, because other tests like TOEFL and IELTS require you to pay after a certain number of score reports have been sent. Also, in terms of features, this is computer adaptive. So if you do better, the test keeps getting harder and harder and your score keeps getting better. You are going to obtain a score range, a score on the range of 0 to 160, with 160 being the highest possible score on the DET. There are 4 skills tested, as they are tested for all English tests. There is reading, writing, speaking, and listening. But these skills are mixed up, right? And the test is a little more fun, I would say, than TOEFL and IELTS, in that there are no fixed sections between which you move, right? In TOEFL and IELTS, you move between sections, right? You know that you're doing the reading section now, and now you're doing the writing section. But here, the entire test is, the 1 hour test is taken together without sectional breaks, and many questions test more than one skill, and that is where the subscores come in. If you need more details on the subscores, you can visit the Duolingo English test website, whose link is given here. The focus of today's video is on the Ctest. The Ctest is a part of the DET in which you're tested on spelling, contextual knowledge of English, and ability to complete a narrative or a paragraph. So in this kind of question, you have a paragraph that's given to you, and the first sentence of the paragraph and the last sentence of the paragraph are given, right? So this is a basic Ctest set. I heard the test is changing. Will there be sample questions for the proposed changes? So you're supposed to understand the context of what is being tested. And then there are words which have been, left out. Every word that is left out, half of the word is given to you, and the other half you have to fill based on your understanding of the meaning, the context, and English conventions. So I heard the test is changing. Now, if you think about it, this should be, I have a question, right? So you know that if it's quest, then the most likely word where you have 4 blanks to fill after quest is question, right? So that is where you need to apply English skills, right? I have a question about the new test format, right? Now see, how do I know that this is what will follow from here? I heard the test is changing, right? So the first sentence, which is always given in full, establishes the context for a test. The speaker is talking about a test that is changing. And then you have these words that have been struck out, but you have given the first half of the word in all such cases. So I have a question about the new test format. Now, if you read further, you know that this is a question, right? So this can be how different, right? How different will the reading section be from the test's earlier version? See here, your knowledge of prepositions and articles is tested, right? How different will the reading section be from the test's earlier version? So you now have a test that is changing and the speaker is asking you questions about the test. Okay, so this is how the C test would look. Let's try another basic example. I would encourage you to pause the video at this stage and give this paragraph a shot. Try doing it on your own. And once you have finished it, come back and check your answers. So the first sentence here, I woke up rather late today. Fortunately, I managed to reach the office on time. So this is about a person who woke up late, and the paragraph finishes with the fact that he managed to reach the office on time. So the expectation in the middle portion is that, there was some struggle with achieving that goal of reaching the office on time. I woke up rather late today. That is why I missed. That is why I missed the exercise, right? Has to be exercise, right? That will only make sense here. The exercise session with, right, my personal trainer. That is why I missed the exercise session with my personal trainer. And had to, because I'm speaking in the past tense. I missed the exercise session. It's in the past tense, and had to rush through breakfast. Again, this is quite obvious because if it's break and I'm talking about morning, then breakfast to avoid getting late for work, right? And I know that this avoid getting late for work makes sense because the next line says, fortunately, I did manage to reach office on time, right? So this is how this exercise looks. Let's try another one. And this time we'll do a somewhat advanced exercise. Again, pause the video here and try this on your own. And when you have answers, come back and check. Analysts don't expect food delivery companies to turn profitable for a few more years. Meanwhile, analysts are looking for the industry to prove that it can continue to grow and improve profit margins. So the first and the last sentence tell me that we are talking about the food delivery industry, and analysts who study the industry think that this will not be profitable for a few more years, but they hope that the industry will be able to improve its profit margins. Now, if I start with the sentence that analysts don't expect delivery companies to turn profitable, this is a cost. Now, when I say cost intensive, this is a cost intensive business, right? A cost intensive business is where you have to keep a close tab on costs, right? Cost intensive business that is low margin and scale driven. So it's a cost intensive business, which is low margin, margins are low, and it's scale driven. You have to really achieve scale to be able to make money. Now, this is a quotation. So said the CEO of one such company, right? Executives. This is straightforward because if it is exec and I'm speaking in reference of an industry, then executives, the people who run the company, executives at these companies have spent the past year, right? So I know that I have year here. So spent is the best answer. And if I say spent, and if I have past year, then have spent, right? I would use the present perfect. Executives at these companies have spent the past year testing what they hope will be the secret sauce. What is the meaning of this? The secret source of success, right? They are trying to make it work. They are trying to get the profit margins up, and they have been testing various strategies to see which one would work. So here again, if you're able to see that they have spent the past year, then testing what they hope will be the secret sauce. Here, the best answer for tests, and then you have 4 dashes, will be testing what they hope will be the secret sauce. They want to raise average order size. They want to raise average order size by expanding into more. If you have LUCR, then it's lucrative offerings like groceries. So I'm saying that executives want to raise average order size by expanding into new delivery items apart from food, more lucrative offerings like groceries. Like lucrative is something that makes more money, that is more, that is better in terms of making money. They plan to use technology. This is quite simple. If I have TECHN, then technology, to reduce errors. I have errors here. So obviously, if I'm planning to use technology, I want to lower my errors. So reduce errors by restaurants, right? Because I'm talking about food delivery restaurants and delivery agents. They plan to use technology to reduce errors by restaurants and delivery agents. Meanwhile, analysts are looking for the industry to prove that it can continue to grow and improve profit margins. So that kind of completes a discussion of the food industry, the food delivery industry, and the challenges it faces. So this was a quick sample of the Ctest questions that you see on the DET. Please go ahead and check other sample questions and let me know if you would like me to make videos on other sample questions as well. Hope this exercise was useful. If it was, hit like and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys in a new video soon. Take care. Bye-bye.